All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sporting Chance podcast. Be sure to check out sportingchancepod.com for all your flyest new Sporting Chance pod merch. If you're anything like me, you struggled for a while trying to find a source for performance canines. Well, look no further. Check out Clover Creek Canine on Facebook for your performance canine needs. For your East Coast and micro hawking needs, hit up mountainstatefalconrysupply.com. If you want to be cool like me this hunting season and fly a parent-reared goshawk, there's virtually no other source but our boy Seth Roy. Go to northmountaingoshawks.com to put your deposit down on next year's hunting partner. And while you're at it, go ahead and put an order in with the King of Tight, Richard Moats, maker of the tightest braided equipment at midnightfalconry.com. All right. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today we are joined by Hannah Dahl. Hannah is a falconer. I think it's safe to say a houndswoman.
I'm trying, I guess.
Doing your best.
Doing my best.
And you managed to do it all while being a mother, right?
Yeah, I did 2 kids.
Wow.
Small ones.
Your kids aren't on social media. I guess you don't use them to sell hats like Casey does, do you?
No, I don't post them on my, my dog page.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't really post them either. I just put it on the story and it disappears. Yeah. If there's creeps, I don't think the creeps are following the story.
No, I think you're fine.
Yeah, they're just on
I post my daughter every now and then. I don't make a huge habit of it, but it's just like I'm not hiding her from the world, and that's like supposed to be the purpose of social media, is to share your life with your friends and family.
Yeah, but
I do love
there's too many creeps. They're like this.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, I do ever glimpses every once in a while, and people are like, I didn't even know you had kids. I'm like, well, yeah, that's probably good.
Try having a girl, Casey. Makes it even scarier.
Yeah, I see my brother with his daughter, and they seem like they're more work, believe it or not.
My daughter's good. You've seen her. She's good.
Yeah,
my first one's good. My second one's kind of mean.
Yeah.
I was really fooled with the first one. Like, this is easy. I don't know what people are complaining about. I took her everywhere. I took her to the NAFA meet. She just turned 1. I drove cross country by myself with a hawk and a 1-year-old. That was great. And then now, if I try to think if I did that with the second one, I'm like, hell no, I would die.
Which meet was that?
It was in Oklahoma in what year would it would have been 2021. It was at a really nice place, but it was it wasn't that great.
That was the one that had 0 game, right?
Yeah, but it was at a super fancy hotel, so that part was nice. But yeah, there was not very much game at all.
I looked the town up. Well, I think the town was Elkhart, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I looked the town up, and that's where the G.I. Joe, the Museum of G.I. Joe action figures is.
God, there's always a weird thing at any NAFA meet, I feel like.
I bet John Mounier was at the G.I. Joe Museum.
John's every morning when they open up, he's the first one in there with a trench coat on, just stalking through there, looking at all the exhibits, telling everybody all the different characters, backstories and stuff. Has a lightsaber clipped onto his belt for no reason.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, man. All right.
John.
Yeah, shout out to Mounier.
Yeah.
All righty. So, how many dogs do you have, Hannah?
5.
Yeah. Those are rookie numbers. You need to get those numbers up.
I know. I say I have room for 1 more. 6 is a nice even number. 5's, and one of them's my mini dachshund, so she doesn't really count. So really, I say I have 4 dogs. I have 4 annoying dogs.
What's the breakdown of dogs you have?
2 jagdterriers, the coon hound, English cocker, and a mini dachshund.
That's nice. I have just dipped my toe into the spaniel world, as we spoke about.
It's exciting. They're fun. It was a big change for me from terriers and a dachshund to a spaniel.
What would you recommend? Like, what's the biggest difference? Like things that you need to like look out for?
I just feel like there are a lot more. I guess it depends on the lines, but like mine's very handler soft. Like if I just barely like raise my voice at her, she's offended. So like you can't really get after her. Mine, I mean, my sample size is 1, but I have friends with spaniels also. They're just different. Like they're softer, but it's funny that she's like so sensitive, like with me, but she'll just like blast through thorns. Does not care. Like when she's like she's very hard hunting, but very handler soft versus the terriers are just like, I could toss you into a wall and you would be like, oh, whatever. Not care.
Yeah. They're hard in every way. They're just tough dogs.
But the spaniel's definitely more like they want to please. So that's like nice. That's a nice change versus like I will maybe work with you if it benefits me, which is what the terriers are like. And the spaniel's like, ooh, did this make you happy?
I got my first terrier recently. She's about 7. She's probably 7 months old, a Patterdale.
Oh yeah.
And she's starting to step to the alpha bitch dachshund, and they get into it, and the terrier's winning. The terrier's beating her up. And the other day, I had to separate them, and I was just like, I had to like pretty forcefully get the terrier off. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I feel like terriers. Yeah, terriers and dachshunds are definitely like a clash personality wise, which is like it's kind of nice. Like obviously I'm like super upset my male dachshund passed, but like him and Roach, my male jagdterrier, were they got along, but you could tell like there was always my male dachshund was always like trying to square up on him, just kind of like puff his chest around. But yeah.
I can kind of read. I can get a read on them how they're acting and let them out together. But there's days now where I can't. And the Patterdale would kill her if she was unattended and they got into it.
Yeah, I don't leave any of them unattended together. Which is the spaniel and the terrier is a nice combination because she's just like rolls over like, okay, whatever, you bully me. And so having 2 females like that is not too bad. And my female dachshund is very passive also. So
yeah, there's only a couple dachshunds that I have to worry about. The rest are passive, but I only have 11 dogs, so not a big deal.
Only 11, that's I know I could bump that up. I'll go tell Austin right now I could get like at least 5 more dogs. I'm sure he would love that.
I'm not thrilled with my dog situation, but it's what I'm trying to consistently produce good dachshunds. Yeah. And in order to do that, you have to have a certain number of dogs, and it is what it is, but it's not fun.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Sometimes like in the morning, I'm like, I really set myself up for this life with 2 kids, and then going to let all the dogs out afterwards. And Austin's working out of town during the week. I'm like, this is great.
Does he help out a lot?
With the kids, yes, but the dogs, he kind of is like, this is your thing. And he he does help, but for the most part, I'm the one doing most of the dog stuff.
Luckily my wife helps out with everything.
Yeah. You're a man.
Casey, how about your wife?
Yeah. No, I mean, I joke about her on the show all the time, but yeah, she takes care of literally everything. Yeah. She feeds all the rabbits, the chickens. Huh?
I was hoping you were going to continue the joke.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She all she does is complain. Doesn't help me with anything. No, she loves the spaniel she's obsessed with. And the dog really kind of does it. The dog does it because the dog's not a dachshund. It wants to be by you. It's like kind of like always looking at you, like what's going on. Like
staring into their soul.
Yeah, like you cut a dachshund loose and they're just like gone. Like you have no idea where they are. Like they want to go. You know what I mean? And I mean, just my limited experience. Would you kennel up dachshunds and a spaniel together, or do you think that could go south?
I think it depends on the like spaniel, but I could put my spaniel in with any of my dogs and they would be fine.
Yeah, because
They're not
Franny just constantly is trying to fight this spaniel like 24/7. And it's
then maybe not. You don't want to try to traumatize the poor spaniel at first.
Yeah, I mean, she's 12 weeks old and she's already like double the size of Franny, so it's not. She can't really do anything.
I don't know that I would trust her long term, but it would probably be fine. But if something happened, she would kill either of them.
Yeah,
yeah. I would wait until puppies are obnoxious, so I would, wait till she's older and not so pestering towards other dogs.
Yeah, it was funny because Maggie, the new puppy that Aaron gave me, she was like super obnoxious when she was young to Franny, and then now it's funny watching the new spaniel puppy just harass her. And she wants nothing to do with it. And it's like payback. It's so funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's how I've noticed with my dogs. Or I have like when I got the hound puppy because the spaniel won't correct a dog at all. So like the hound, when she was a puppy, would just like hang on by her ears, like the long hair under the spaniel's ears. And just like the spaniel would just stare at me like, please make her stop. But I'm like, just bite her. Like, just walk away. She would just sit there and take it. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Good gentle dog. Even my Whippet has had enough of the dachshunds and like laid a smackdown on them, which is so surprising to me that a Whippet would ever do that.
Yeah.
I've had to go out there and break up fights where I think if I wasn't out there, I think the Whippet would have killed one of them.
Oh, really?
Maybe that's just a good heart Whippet. I don't know.
No, I've never really been around too many like side hounds.
They're not super practical for me in my situation. I had dreams of it being practical, but so have you ever gotten, speaking for myself, I've definitely gotten dogs, realized that I got more than I could handle or it wasn't right for me and then had to get rid of it? Or have you made good decisions? And
I feel like I've made decently good decisions. I got the second jagdterrier, which I didn't necessarily need because she got pulled from a shelter and was my dog's sister. And so my plan was rehoming her because I didn't need two of them. And she's still here. So, and she fits in okay. So, I mean, it's not too bad. And they hunt well together, the two. So it's turned out okay. And then, there's definitely dogs I want to get, but I've stopped myself. The hound was a good decision because I live in like a perfect location for that. And I can go hunting after everybody goes to bed. So that's also nice.
Yeah, I definitely want to dig more into the hound. I'm curious, what breeds would you like to have that you've stopped yourself from getting?
I would really, okay, well, we'll start the list. So I like all side hounds, but I really like a scruffy, like Whippet lurcher, type dog. And then.
That's why I got my Whippet, so I could make that scruffy Whippet lurcher.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that. I always see like the UK post. I'm like, God, that's a nice looking dog.
Yeah. Sean O'Neill calls it the Whippet Mafia. Try getting a Whippet.
Are they crazy?
Try it. You
all these sidehound people are a little crazy. I found out. So I
asked these ladies who were selling Whippets that were like doing like Whippet trials. So, they're the trial is them like chasing a lure and all that and running. So like my thought process is, all right, they have prey drive if they're doing that. So you could probably work with that. So I hit them up and I said, hey, I'm interested in working with a Whippet. I lied and said I wanted to do trials.
Chase it back.
Yeah. I said, I want to do trials with the Whippet. I'm interested in a bitch. And they were like, oh yeah, that sounds wonderful. That's great. They're $4,500 with a spay neuter contract.
That's so wild to me.
I told Chad Reynolds, and Chad was like, just say sure, and then just never spay it.
And just screw them.
Yeah, he said that won't stand up in court, and they wouldn't bother suing you, and you're not going to register the puppies anyways.
Yeah. I've noticed I have like friends and other like purebred, like kind of niche breeds, and all the people are crazy.
See, I am not like that with dachshunds.
No.
I try and follow the Teddy school with those to where I do the best of my due diligence. If you tell me you're going to work the dog and there's no like red flags that I know you're going to keep the dog in a bird cage behind a trailer or something.
Yeah.
Right. If you tell me you're going to take care of the dog and you tell me you're going to work the dog, then I just take you at your word. I can't control it. And I don't sell with breeding rights not intact.
Yeah.
That's just bullshit, in my opinion. If I sell you a dog, do breed it if you want to.
That's kind of how I like in my mind. Like I would almost like I'd sell some puppies, but like I would mostly rather like give them to my friends that I would like homes that I want them to be in, versus like every like stud puppy that I've gotten for studding roach out, I've given away just because I gave the one to Jared Smith in Kentucky. He has one, and then I don't even remember where the other one went. I think I told them to just give it to somebody because I don't really care, Of course, you need to make back the money you spend whelping.
Well, the part that people don't appreciate of breeding is like, I got a litter right now, and one of the pups didn't make it past 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm a softie. My T levels are low, catastrophically low. So it hurt me deeply. Yeah. It hurt me bad to see that puppy not make it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have a puppy right now that has a spinal abnormality. It's the first one I've ever had that has it. And it's probably not going to make it.
You're not
that's the bullshit, like the emotional.
That's how I hear like people like hard culling. I'm like, I don't think that's for me. I'm just.
I mean, you got to do what's right for the dog, right? If it's not going to have quality of life, euthanize it. But I'm not that guy who's going to go drown a puppy.
Yeah. Someone will pay you for that puppy so they can exploit it on Facebook and get a bunch of donations for it.
Exactly. So, all right, I interrupted you. You want a scruffy lurcher like me? What else?
Let's see. Well, I always go back and forth on if I want like a wired hair dachshund or another long hair dachshund. My husband wants a wired haired one. My sister-in-law has one.
Teddy says no on the wire hairs.
I know. I don't want I haven't really found a good like mini wire hair though. Like my sister-in-law has a really nice like standard wire hair. Like he's beautiful, but he's just way too big. Like I want something small. And I don't know. Sometimes I get like an urge to get like a border collie.
Good breeding stock. I thought about getting border collie just to be able to breed my whippet.
Just to like see like, oh, what's like, they're just kind of cool. I just like what they look like. But yeah,
we're on the same page. I'd love to have a collie, and I want a standard long hair, like standard size long hair, like a 40-pound dachshund.
Those are pretty. There's some I've only really seen like the show line ones, but they're very like regal.
Very regal, and imagine how badass one of those things is.
They could be the potential there. Yeah,
it would lay the smackdown on the Patterdale for sure.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, because you don't realize how big they are until you see one like in person, like an actual standard. Because mine, like my male dachshund was like a tweener, like 14 pounds, and then I saw like an actual standard for the first time, and I'm like, geez, that thing's huge. That thing's head's giant. But
Casey, what was Teddy saying about I think she said the short hair. Do they have a better nose typically?
Well, the original Teckle was a short hair, a standard short hair, and everything else came after that. So the wire hair, the long. I don't know I'm not sure if she mentioned what color it was, but it's just funny because you see like there's like I don't know of anybody that's working a short hair, smooth coat, dachshund in any capacity. It's always the wire hair. It's always the long hair, but the short hair is like the original Teckle, and everything else came after that, which is pretty cool.
Mine was just from Craigslist, my male short hair dachshund, but he was very gritty. And I think, that's because I like set him up for that. I like gave him experiences to be able to do that. But like he would just get so cut up, like his chest. So like the hair's very short on his chest, and he would just get like ripped to pieces. So at one point I was like, I need to find him like a little vest, because I took him hunting with my first red tail, because that was the first like dog that I had. And he did a job. It was like $400 from Craigslist, and he honestly, when I would take him to falconry meets, I was like, this dog is doing way better than some of these other ones I'm watching. So no, he was good. But yeah,
I want
he
to
got
say
born.
while I'm on the subject, since a lot of people are going to hear this, my male whippet is available for studding.
Oh,
So if people want to create some lurchers and
yeah,
they have a bitch, so just hit me up if you're interested in that.
scruffy. A lot of them do like a Bedlington whippet, but I don't know how like what the stock is here. How
Yeah, Sean O'Neill would know for sure. I found that those guys like Sean, he's kind of got like a coyote bias on his dogs that he wants, you
yeah,
know? And we know, all three of us, Hannah, I don't think I mentioned you're in Kentucky, right?
yeah,
Isn't that correct?
yes,
All of us know the terrain, and Sean knows too, because he used to live here. You're never gonna course a coyote on the East Coast.
no.
Never. So like what we want to lurcher for is rabbits, groundhogs, raccoons. What else?
Shits and giggles.
Bobcats.
Yeah, yeah.
Could
Deer.
you imagine that? Bobcat versus lurcher? That'd be horrible.
I've never came across a bobcat, but yeah, I the only reason I would have one would be for like bunnies and like maybe if something bolts out of a hole, but that's about it.
I think I should have been born in the British countryside.
Yeah, me too.
I think I
And they have
missed it.
such nice fashion over there when they're hunting.
I think Casey should have been born in like, the slums of Wales or something.
He's got like peasant blood. Is that what you're saying?
Could you see him all covered in coal dust, wearing like the little the little newsboy hat
With the Peaky Blinders hat like this.
Yeah, your face is all smudged with coal dust. You just got done feeding your pigs or something.
And I just come home from work and I'm like, where's my beans and toast? I'm famished. Or whatever I want beans and tuna. Isn't that what they eat, basically? I don't know.
It's probably like herring or cod or something. Maybe fish dredged up out of the rivers.
He would not be flying a regal bird for falconry.
No, he wouldn't have time for falconry. He's too busy. He's too busy working,
surviving,
busy digging coal, or running a coal powered plant or something like that. And I'd be a school teacher for sure in that case.
Yeah, I'd just be shoveling coal 24/7 into some machine. I die at like 35, from like some lung failure.
My great grandpa died of black lung from working in coal mines. So.
Yeah.
Maybe that's in my blood also.
Crazy.
My family's coal miners too, from West Virginia.
Yep. Southeastern Kentucky.
So that was a fun little tangent. Your hound you have, what type of hound is that?
She's a walker.
Okay.
Trained walker. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You're just I'm used to seeing packs of them, and you're just kind of going out with your hound, and are you shooting the raccoons, or are you just treeing them?
I'm shooting them. I might as well.
Yeah. Some people say.
I think the competition people, a lot of them don't shoot them out, but most of the properties that I go to, people complain about having too many raccoons, so I'm out there Annie Oakley and shooting these raccoons out of trees.
Do you trade that for being able to hawk there during the day?
It depends. A lot of times I hunt on my in-laws' property, which is, I fly bird there too, often too. But, and then I just kind of go into like pockets of, they don't care. I got a lot of people that they don't care. They don't care what I do. They just like give me free roam.
Nice. Are you kind of in suburban Kentucky, or are you out there?
I'm in suburban. I'm like basically as far north as you can go before getting to like Cincinnati.
Okay.
So it's a lot of like when I'm like hawking, I usually hawk like industrial areas because I have like right near my house is like a lot of industrial areas. But like my in-laws farm is like they have like 260 acres, but it's like their farm and then like subdivisions all around it. So it's kind of satisfying when I take the hound out there and she's howling and I hear all the neighborhood dogs just like start barking their heads off. I'm like, that's what you get. It's a relatively new neighborhood. So we were kind of salty, like everything's getting built up so much, but it's just funny. You'll just hear people like, shut up, talking to their dogs that are all barking.
Casey, how do you think it'd go if you had a hound up there?
Dude, I was just going to say, my neighbor, like a couple weeks ago, we were at a wedding and we get home from the wedding at like 12:30 at night. And I left the dogs in the kennel out in the yard. And we pull in the driveway, get out of the truck. And I'm like, we're in our, she's in her dress. I'm in my suit. And we go to walk inside and I hear like this commotion across the street. And it's my fucking neighbor like screaming and like going ballistic, like cursing me out, telling me to shut my dogs up, like all this and that. And I'm like, whatever. Like, you know what? Like, I'm one of those people, like coal miner people that like, uncivilized. So like I either just I'm polite or I just like will just kick his door in and like smack him across the face. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, settle down. All right. No, it's enough. I'm sick of this shit. Shut them up. Because it's dachshunds. They freaking bark their head off. Yeah. Now, the anti-bark little vibrate collars, the battery's literally dead at like 1:00 in the afternoon. It's just so obnoxious. So, he's an asshole. But yeah, it's annoying. It's something you got to think about. Everyone's like worried about screaming hawks. I'm like, barking dogs is more annoying to your neighbors.
We just have like 1 acre like at our house, but my neighbors are not too close, but I'm always paranoid about barking. So like if they're out in the kennels, that's why the hound doesn't go out in the kennels, because she like lets like this god awful like whine howl sound, which is super annoying. So unless I want her to wear a bark collar all the time, she can't be out there. So all my dogs are kind of rotated in and out of the house and then my kennels.
It amazed me at Kirk Price's house. He lives in a neighborhood, basically, little neighborhood. Yeah. And he's got, 15 bear hounds howling.
No, I would die. I get too paranoid, like if my dogs are being little.
My neighbors are not very friendly either. It's well documented, the run-ins I've had with them. And I get it. 11 dogs. 8 of them are dachshunds. That's pretty annoying. I understand. But what are you going to do, They were here when they bought the house.
Yeah, so they can fuck off. You know what I mean? Like this guy across the street from my house, like he can fuck off. Like, you want to go live in an HOA somewhere? Like, go. Yeah. You don't want to hear some dogs bark here? And like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm so sick of these people. You know what I mean? Like, they come from the city, they move into these areas, and then they complain about the area they live in. Like, I'm just so, like, I have no more patience. Like, no more patience. Like, being questioned while I'm out hawking. Like, I'm done with it. Like, mind your fucking business. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so sick of it. You deal with that a lot by you?
Yeah. Well, like, also my in-laws farm, it butts up to like a park, like with walking trails. So sometimes my bird, she doesn't know where her boundary is, so she'll go over there. But I got screamed at by a lady to stop harassing that bird. I'm like, I'm just trying to call it down. Like, I'm not, actually, I was like throwing rocks at a squirrel in a tree, but I'm like, I'm not harassing the hawk, I'm harassing the squirrel. And then I'm like, I'm just trying to get it back. But I'm like, I'm really just trying to get the squirrel to move that's been sitting there and it won't move for my bird to see it.
I've literally had that happen probably like 20 times. Where really? Because my go-to move is to throw a stick up the tree.
Yeah, I've done that also. That's
like when a squirrel's in a tree and the bird's working it, I just immediately grab a stick, like a good throwing stick.
Casey can throw a stick. He's got good aim.
Well, it's from, nonstop squirrel hawking since I was a kid. But like, I've had it happen where I'm throwing sticks and the bird's jumping around like laddering up, and people have literally been like, "Why are you throwing sticks at that bird? Leave it alone." I'm like, "I'm trying to help the bird catch the squirrel."
Yeah, they're like,
Well,
sure.
I don't like it, and I'm just like, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah, so I try to avoid that unless like it's like a super cold day when I know nobody's going to be over there. Then I'll work like that side of the farm just in case she goes over. But yeah, the people are a little crazy.
Mm.
Or I'm sure I just look like a schizophrenic person, just like looking up into the trees, just like bobbing around like bird. Come
Have you
on,
seen
bird.
Have you seen the meme that's out? That's like, yeah. Have you seen the meme where it's like wear a falconry glove and run around in a park looking scary?
I got sent that like 80 by 80 people.
Yeah.
I think.
When I see that, I'm like, that wouldn't work because nobody pays attention to anything that's going on.
Really? Yeah, no. I did get the best place to like trap birds like right by my house is I live right by the airport. And so I'm always like super paranoid to like slowly drive around the airport and like pull off. But that's because it's so wooded here and the airport's all open. So like there's lots of places to perch. That's where all the birds are. And so like I was just like the bird I just trapped. I was like the whole time I'm like, please don't be a cop over here. Because I'm like, what am I gonna say? Also, I'm in a minivan with 2 kids in the back. Like he's like, I'm gonna have a pass, but it's still like pretty nerve wracking.
Right.
But I did have a cop. I went trapping like more after I caught the one, and I went down. We have like a big Amazon hub here, and so it's like a whole section of the airport is like Amazon. So there's a road that goes back there, and I'm like, ooh, I see a bird. So like I drove over there, and I'm like kind of just pulled off. Like there wasn't much of a shoulder, but I like hit my emergency lights. And I'm like looking with binoculars, like, I can't really, it's pretty far away. I'm still looking. And then, of course, a cop pulls around behind me. He's like, you okay? I'm like, I'm just looking at that bird over there. I don't. And he's like, okay, well, you can't park here. I said, okay, thanks. And just drove off. So
Airport's always a great area to trap, pretty much anywhere you live.
I know everywhere else, so you're just driving and hoping that there's like an open field because it's just so thick of woods.
I'm
You
having a
gotta take
hell
the
of a
risk.
time down here right now.
I haven't really seen much. Like this bird, I threw a trap on a few birds, but none of them would like commit. It's just been hot. I feel like they're all like hot and fat and they don't really care.
Same.
But this one, like immediately, like as soon as I pulled away, and I didn't even throw the trap out the window because I'm by myself in a minivan with 2 kids in the back. So I just like drove past it a little, then hopped out and like kind of set it on the grass. And then like I wasn't making eye contact. I was like, don't look at the bird. And I like ran and got back in, and then I drove off, and then he like immediately, as soon as I pulled away, like flew down and hit it. So I'm like, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that video that that was the video you posted the other day or today.
Yeah, of course, I'm blowing up with all freaking every video that I'm like, oh, like I hope this doesn't get like a bunch of views. It always gets a bunch of views.
That was a good looking bird. I'm surprised it was a small male.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell when he was flying in, but I could tell he kind of has like a blondish head and like super light eyes.
Kind of like a long bird. Looks kind of tall.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I might give him a try. I've never flown a male, but we'll give him a good old try. Mostly, I don't feel like trapping anymore, so we're just gonna.
My first bird was a tiercel, and he was really, really good. He was really exciting. You know, females are probably the best, but the tiercels are like they'll rake the trees, and they're up and down, and they're zigzagging around the trees. They're fun.
I've always had like big like hammer females that just sort of use weight by just slamming into stuff, and so I've seen really cool male flights. Like they're very a little more nimble. So we'll see. We'll see how as long as he can hold on to a gray squirrel, I'll be happy. He doesn't. We have fox squirrels too, but I'm not too worried about that.
I live a couple hours west of fox squirrels, and this year I really wanted to make an effort to go catch at least one fox squirrel just to say I've done it. So I'm trying to find a bird big enough to do that, and it's not happening so far.
Yeah, I've even had like female like birds that will like balk at a fox squirrel. I've had like fox squirrels, like the bird land next to the squirrel, and then the squirrel like kind of square up, and the bird's like, oh shit, and like never mind.
Yeah, my goshawk that I was raising, I was going to turn her on to one fox squirrel. I figured an imprint female goshawk would not think twice about grabbing a fox squirrel.
Yeah,
and me and Casey both believe they could handle it. Sure, if you did it all the time, it might be a problem, but a random fox squirrel, it'd be my luck based on my falconry for the past year that the fox squirrel like ripped my goshawk's throat out.
Or like I've seen like some nests like where they like puncture right through the sear and you could just like see through like a hole in their face. I mean, Jeff Fincher had a bird. Like every time he'd hunt, he would just pop its joint back into place, and then it would go catch another squirrel. His talon's out of place. He would just like pop it back in, and then it would just take off and go catch another one.
I got a toe that does that. One of my pinky toes will just pop out of socket, and I have to pop it back.
Ugh.
But I could imagine my goshawk might get like its entire beak bit off, so it's just like got like a.
And then you just gotta keep it because you feel bad for it.
Yeah. Everybody tells me, no, bro, it'll grow back. And so I've just got this.
It just comes back like a square and you just have to like shove food into it.
That's my luck. That's what would happen.
Yeah,
since we're on the subject, how'd you get into falconry?
So in high school, of course, I did like the typical read my side of the mountain. In elementary school, like, ooh, this
book sucks.
Yeah. I read that. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And then whatever, in high school, I was like driving and I saw like kind of near my house, I saw these like people with like freaking hawks. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So then I like deep dive like YouTube, lots of Googling and stuff. And like, obviously I'm like, yeah, this is a lot of work to get a license. So I kind of put it off. So I graduated 2011 and then I started dating Austin in 2011. And obviously they have a farm. They said I could put a muse on there if I wanted to. So I built a muse there like 2015. And then that's when I like went through with my license. I did what everybody's not supposed to do. I like built my own muse before even like getting a sponsor. I like took the test, didn't have a sponsor. So basically I was like, I did all this stuff. I just need a sponsor. And luckily I had someone kind of local that was like, sure. And it was from them. Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, did you help start back the Kentucky Falconry Club?
Oh yeah, I did. That was I got like all like the old stuff for it, and my sponsor had told me that there was a club and that they did meetings, and I went to the Indiana picnic because they always do like a nice like summer picnic thing, and I'm like, oh, I want to do this for the Kentucky, so I went on like one of my typical like ADHD hyperfixations of starting the club back, and so it's kind of just making time for everybody to go to like a picnic and like get together. It's like wrangling cats, though. I
ran a club for a few years. It's, as Casey says, the falconry community is so wonderful. It was a real treat.
Yeah, like there really isn't that many falconers in Kentucky, honestly. But I'd say for the most part, most people like get along. So it wasn't too bad. But yeah, there is a lot of strong personalities that come together.
Tyler Rankin.
Yeah, he lives literally maybe 2 miles from me.
Okay.
That's annoying.
What a piece of crap.
Does he just show up at your door like like Jehovah's Witnesses, but for NAFA instead? Spreading the good news of NAFA to everybody?
Yeah. No, I do go over and take care of his birds when he's on vacation, though. So, and even though I got attacked by his female Harris hawk and left a hole in my leggings, I'll tell him that he still owes me a pair of leggings because his bird lashed onto my leg when trying to feed it.
I thought Harris hawks don't do that kind of stuff.
I don't know. That one hates me. The other one was okay. This one had it out for me as soon as I walked in there.
He's had this Harris hawks a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had like at least two for I know two seasons, but I think he went kind of straight to Harris hawks. His sponsor bred them, so breeds them.
Sorry, Aaron. I want to know what, why did you have to restart the club? Like, was there drama? It kind of fell apart.
There just hadn't. It like fell apart like years and years ago, and so there really wasn't much of a club, to be honest. And so I
How
made
many
like
falconers do you guys have?
Let me think. I
A dozen?
think. No, we probably have. It depends on like what you say. Like, okay, a licensed falconer versus like us who's actively like a falconer. I'd say like active people flying birds is probably like 20. I think right now there may be only like a couple girls, but the rest are all dudes.
All bros.
Bros.
Who's the other
All
girls in Kentucky?
There's a girl named Gabby. I don't know if she's flying a bird right now. And then I know my sponsor had an apprentice, but I don't know who she was, to be honest.
Sounds like you thought a lot of her.
No, I don't. I've never met her. She's never been to a meet, so I don't know.
Okay. So over the years, you have only flown red tails. Is that right?
Yeah, I've flown red tails, and then I had a peregrine for a hot minute, but I had to be realistic on what I would be easily successful with.
That's like me with dogs.
Yeah, I love the peregrine.
Sure.
And I flew him to the drone and stuff, but I'm like, just where I'm at, it's not going to work. I want to be able to just walk out my door and fly, like just, now that, especially now that I have kids, I want to be like, all right, here's these kids. I want to just walk into the woods.
Yeah. Are you taking the kids with you?
I have taken them in like a backpack before, not the littlest one, but now that Lyra would be almost 5. So I think she'll be good to go this season. I think
I've tried taking my daughter a couple times. She was easier when she was a little baby, but now that she's a whiny 5-year-old, it's hard. Super hard. Kate, have you ever taken Leo?
Yeah, so usually I bring Leo during like the hacking / like nonchalant entering phase of an imprint, and he kind of comes and hangs out, and and that's kind of it. But once we start like hawking, like I can't have that. There's like, I have some cool videos of like the bird taking off on a slip, and then like me taking off running after the bird. And I'm like, oh shoot, I have a child with me. And then I run back, and he's like standing there like, oh, like all scared. And I run back and I pick him up, and then I sprint like holding him, and he's laughing and giggling. Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, if you're going out and you're like actually like really hawking, and like the squirrel's going from tree to tree, like if your child can't keep up with you, or if there's not somebody there to like watch them, it's gonna like.
That's why, I kind of hate even like grown ass adults. I don't really like taking squirrel hawking just for fun, because you're just like, come on, like my bird's flying this way, like we gotta keep going. They're just like moseying around, and I'm like, oh, now the bird's going over here. Which my birds follow me pretty good, but also like once the squirrel hawks like they're like, all right, I'm looking for squirrels too. So, I'm like, I think they see something over here. And so it's sort of me following them. And then the people are just like tiptoeing around.
Yeah, screw those people. Leave them at home. What dogs are you bringing with you when you're going hawking?
So I take Roach, my male jagdterrier, or my cocker spaniel.
Okay.
If I'm hunting like more like rural, like farms, I usually take the jagdterrier. But if I'm like hunting like industrial, then I'll take the spaniel. She's a little easier to handle. Just like she stays close naturally. I don't have to worry about her dipping into, attacking someone's cat or I don't know. You know what I mean? So she stays close and just like listens. The terrier, I enjoy him more. And I think he does better with squirrels, obviously. And the spaniel does better like flushing rabbits. But she is surprisingly like a pretty good little squirrel dog also.
Interesting. Now, did you do anything specific to get that trait out of her?
No, I nothing specific. I just took her out, and when she realized like, oh, the squirrels just jump out of the tree and hit the ground and take off running, then it kind of clicks, Yeah, and she was also raised with this terrier, so she sort of knows She'll latch onto a groundhog and shake it around.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're like, I hate to say that they're even underrated, but like sometimes this like cockers and springers are a little underrated. Like, the mother of this puppy I got outside is a springer, and she kills full grown groundhogs like without even a problem. Like just,
yeah, you're surprised. You're like, wow, they got it in them.
Yeah. And so, okay. So now like when, I've never watched like, before you get a dachshund, you should know these things, like one of those kind of videos. But now I'm getting my first spaniel ever. So I'm watching all these videos and they're basically like scaring the crap out of you. Like you have to like keep them, you got to get them under control. You got to like, everything's got to be super strict. Otherwise they'll just be out of control and you can't rein them back in later. Like when your dog goes in, the cover, flushes a rabbit out. So there's Seth, his whole thing is he doesn't want to like muck up the slip or the whole field. So when Raven, his English cocker, makes a flush, she's trained to like immediately like stop.
Yeah.
So do you do the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, I can't say mine's great at that all the time, but she's like, I trained like a whistle stop first. And then now like, just like playing with them, I would just like, when I'd go to throw the toy, I'd like hop, make her sit and wait. So then it kind of just gets ingrained. Like they like wait for you to like release them to go. But yeah, I'm not as worried about like the spaniel running in as the terrier, because the spaniel's like not going to really try to rip it away from the bird because she's like afraid of the birds. But the terriers will definitely still like just run in and try to pull a squirrel away from the hawk. And so even my male yard terrier, I've taught to like down. And like with him, I use an e-collar, like down. And with her, I've never really had to use an e-collar just because that's how her personality is. But it's just kind of playing with them as a puppy. I'm not like big. I like letting puppies be puppies. I'm not going to try to hammer in a whole bunch of obedience all the time. Like if you come back, I just do recall stuff. Like, oh, I'm happy you're coming back. And then just like retrieving stuff with toys like that. Honestly, that's like good for now.
Yeah.
And then you can add in like the being steady, to flush once they're a little older.
Okay. Yeah. Just because it's like, I'm like nervous. Like the puppy's so responsive. She listens great. She sits, she comes basically like 99% of the time when I call her, she comes. I mean, she's just a puppy still, but then I did a little, training exercise with the puppy from Aaron, Maggie. And so they killed a bag. Franny's completely useless. Like Maggie just is like a savage. She grabs it, kills it. And then the spaniel doesn't really care really yet. Yeah. She kind of like runs over and starts like jumping on Maggie while she's like shaking this thing. But then once I start rewarding the dogs and like pulling off legs after it's dead. And like, then the spaniel, like she gets like this little switch goes off in her head. And like,
like that's cool.
Yeah. Well, or it's just like, it's like, you could see her like tense and start like kind of trembling and like doesn't want to let it go. So last night at like 12 o'clock at night, I'm out there at the headlamp, just, kids are asleep and I'm just out there and I'm like, I have a rabbit leg and I'm like letting her chew on it while I'm holding it and then telling her to drop it as I'm like kind of pulling it and then making her sit and wait. And when she sits for like a couple beats, good, I give it back to her. And I'm kind of like,
that's exactly what I did. So I'd be like out and then I'd be like, yes. And then give it back. So then she like is like actively wanting to like out. Cause then she knows, oh, you're going to give it back to me like as a reward. So you're just like, you're just reinforcing like that.
Right. So, okay. So I'm on the right track. Cause I was just kind of doing that. Like this is going to help later to like let stuff go. And, they can be very possessive and you got to watch them. And like all these videos.
You're going to fuck that dog up royally.
He's going to start spiraling.
No, she's a really good dog. She's like my wife is obsessed with her. It's so funny.
Yeah, they're
You need to run all this by Seth and see what he has to say.
No, so yeah, Seth. Oh, I've been talking to Seth about it because he's kind of coaching me through it, and he was like, he's like, you don't want her eating any meat, you don't want her like mouthing anything really yet. It's gonna like the switch is gonna go off. You really want to get her under control first and make sure she is obedient. So maybe I shouldn't be feeding her a rabbit, but I'm just like, I have like
I mean, I wouldn't actually feed her the meat, but I would like use it to play with.
So don't feed it to her, but why? Like, why not feed it to her?
Just because then she might want to eat it. Like I'd made that mistake with Roach. Like if I do any like bird, like try to have him retrieve any bird, where I'd feed him like stuff like a piece of like day-old chick or like a quail leg. Now, like anytime he like gets a bird, he wants to just like pluck it and eat it. But he doesn't do that with fur. So I don't know like if I screwed that up, but I've been working on force fetching him. And you can always force fetch it once the time comes.
Okay, all right. So I should probably stop letting her eat stuff. I mean, I don't care. Like the way I hawk, like I don't care if she kills a rabbit and chews on it a little bit. Like I'm not like I'm not like, over in Europe with my Peaky Blinders hat, like retrieve. Like I don't really, I don't like, it's like fun for me. Like as long as she'll kill it and then like not try to run away with it and be like a bitch about it, I'm like, all right, like bring it back to me.
And you're probably going to feed it to a bird anyways. Yeah, she brings it back to you.
Yeah. Like, when I'm out with Tom and we got the Springer, 2 Lurchers, a Patterdale, a Beagle, my 2 Dachshunds, like, just like watching the dogs like catch stuff or exactly. See, Europeans, that's what they call it, right, Aaron? Yeah, right. It's like almost just as fun watching them try to catch stuff as it is watching the bird catch stuff. And when so like I'm not like overly concerned about her eating stuff. I just don't want her. If you think that I'll instill some sort of like defensiveness or something like that by letting her eat, then I won't. I'll stop all that. But I don't know. Like I'm not a professional.
Or you could do them like frozen, so they're not as easy to eat, and you could just throw it and have her bring it back and throw it again. Or like I would do like where you would like have like 2 toys. Like if she's super like ball motivated, like she brings the rabbit back and then you throw the ball, and then she brings the ball back and then you throw the rabbit. So you're just kind of like keep trading off, and it's like fun.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that with the ball because like all the videos say like the ball is like your cheat code to getting them to like focus on you is like you show them the ball. She doesn't really give a shit about it. Yeah. I mean, she likes the ball, but she's not like, she's not like obsessed with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking the whole thing.
I think you're fine. I think she'll be okay.
Appreciate it. Yeah, she's turned out really well. Like very good dog so far. We'll see.
Yeah, they are nice dogs. That's why, like, after I got one, I'm like, I always suggest everyone, like, you want to like a nice dog, just get a cocker. Get a nice little spaniel. I tried getting my brother to get one, then he ended up getting a dachshund, so that's okay also. But they're just nice. Like they're perfect size. They're happy.
Yeah, they're
trying to ruin your life like a terrier.
Yeah, they're just like amazing. They're just like amazing dogs. And everybody that has cockers like is obsessed with cockers. And like everybody that has dachshunds like is like loves dachshunds.
Their cockers are soft dogs for soft men.
Yeah, my husband hates the cocker, but it's okay. He much prefers the terriers, and he likes the hound a lot. The cocker's he says she just kind of creeps him out because she's always staring at him, and she's always just like if you look over like randomly, she'll be staring at you, and he's like, that dog's weird.
I like that though. She's always in tune on what you want her to do.
Yeah, she's always waiting for you to tell her to do something.
Yeah. Now I can't tell. I think the Springer might be a little bit more laid back. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but like
I think they are. The cockers are way more like just constantly busy. Just like my cocker, if I don't tell her to like go place in the house, she's just like buzzing around. And that really like annoys the shit out of him. But I'm like, but she listens, so you can tell her to go lay down and she will. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And I'm just noticing because I'm watching videos of puppies around the same age, like guys in Europe that like train them for a living, like a conveyor belt, And the puppies at it, like they're just like completely different than the way she is. Like she'll lay down, she'll just like hang out at your feet. She's not like constantly running all over the yard, like going ballistic. She's like kind of like she's got a little of both. So I don't know if it's just her personality or if it's I don't know. I just, I'm nervous.
My friends that have spaniels say that the like Springers are way more chill. Yeah, so maybe she's got a little bit more.
I hope so.
Hannah, are you a dog trainer?
I am, yeah. I mostly do like pet dog training. I've slowed down a lot, aka I don't really take clients right now because I don't have to. So mostly just taking care of children. And then I'll take like the odd, like board and trained dog, or I'll take on like a lesson dog. I'm not really burnt out on it, but after like, let's see, I started training dogs in 2017. It kind of made me like not enjoy my dogs as much when I was like super busy training pet dogs. And so like lucky because I don't have to take clients if I don't want to, because Austin works.
That's a nice place to be.
That's a nice place to be. And because I'm also taking, thankful for him. But I do have to take care of his 2 children. So I might be adding up how much that paycheck is worth.
Being a mostly stay-at-home mom, that's hard work. I got a lot of respect for that.
I know, which I can say I'm definitely spoiled because I have a lot of family local that will like watch them whenever I want to just go like run dogs, or my mother-in-law doesn't work. So if I go to their farm to run the dogs, I just like shoe them in the house and then I just take off.
Good for you.
Nice. Yeah, Aaron's such a nice guy. I come home from work and I go, "What are you doing? I do what my dad used to do. What are you doing all day? The house is a mess. The food's not ready. What are you just laying around doing nothing?"
I'm out there pushing this bus around town and you're sitting here watching your soaps.
Driving this bus for 17 hours. You can't even cook me dinner.
I mean, I'm not going to get his input on it, but
no.
I can say I'm not the best cook, so
okay. I
got other hobbies.
Okay. That's good. It's okay. We all have our strong suits.
We do.
I have a couple questions for you about the breeds of dogs. So the hound, that's a foreign concept to me. How did you get that thing going? Was it very instinctual? Did you bag it on raccoons? What'd you do?
So a lot of it's like genetic. She's from like really nice competition coon hunting lines. And so in the beginning, thankful for social media because I'm just like asking people questions constantly. But in the beginning, I would just, play with her with like raccoon tails or something. And then I was driving around and I'm like, picked up like fresh raccoon roadkill and I like threw it in the back of my car. And I took her, I let her play with that, drag it around. And I would like, as a puppy, I would like do like a fresh drag and let her like, search it. And then when she got a little bit older, I like trapped some and just let her like bark at it in the crate or in the, trap. But the hounds are a little more like, I'm used to like the jagdterriers are super confident, like right off the bat, like you would put like a 5-month-old puppy and it would just like try going after a coon, so the hound, she was always kind of like a little nervous, but would howl at it. So I was always like, oh, is this dog like doing the right thing, just because I'm not used to that like sort of confidence, and slower to mature because she's like a big ass dog. And so I just, let her bark in the cage. And then eventually I like held her back and I like released it where I knew kind of where it would go up into a tree. And then I brought her over with the terriers. And then I let them all like track to the tree and like barking at it up there. And really, that's kind of just, I did that a few times. And then I took her out. The first time I took her out hunting was with my female jagdterrier. And they treed one and I shot it out. And since then it was just like game on. And I didn't want to keep hunting her with the jagdterriers because I don't want her to like stay close because my terriers kind of hunt decently close. I want her to like be independent and go out. So after that first time, I'm like, all right, she's just going to go out on her own. And she almost treated like a coon every time I took her out. So I'm like, we did something right, I guess. I don't know.
That's awesome. I always thought about that, just like you're saying, I have a family as well. So it's like, I could put the kids to sleep, get a 22, just go tree coons and shoot them. I hate raccoons with like a passion.
Yeah.
Like I cannot stand them.
As soon as I put the kids to bed, it was like 8:39. I'm like, see ya. I just like to just go drive and let her go. And it's
Did you
fun.
do anything with the raccoons once you shoot them?
I've been trying to learn how to tan the hides. I can't say I'm the best at it yet, but I didn't want to waste it. I fed some of the meat to the birds, but mostly I'm just trying to tan them. I don't know, make a cool jacket or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. A little hat. Do they carry trichinosis, Aaron? Do you know that?
I'm not sure.
I haven't heard of like the raccoons carrying it, but
I know I'd be worried about rabies.
I know. Well, all mine are vaccinated, but I've never like came across like a weird acting one.
A lot of them carry it without you even knowing it.
Well, don't tell me that, because I also am a little bit of a hypochondriac. So I'm like, what if I have rabies and I don't know it?
No, don't even like. I'm the same as you, Hannah. I'm literally the same as you because in the last. Well, I'm not even gonna say it. I had a couple interactions with some raccoons, and Aaron scared the crap out of me because he's like, "Oh, all it takes is like one drop of saliva," and like,
I know, that's me.
And I'm like, dude. And so then like I'm like paranoid, and like
Did I tell the story on here about getting bit by a skunk?
I don't think so. Tell the story.
So when I was younger, I saw a baby skunk, and as a kid, my dad always told me stories about growing up in West Virginia. He went to visit his uncle at the county jail, and he was like slipping in and out of the bars and hanging out with the guys in the jail, like the inmates. And they had a pet skunk there, like a little baby skunk. And all my life he had said, "Oh yeah, skunks make great pets." So I see this baby skunk and I go and I pick it up. It was like super little and cute. So I walk up and pick it up, and it sinks a thumb and a fang into my thumb. And then I'm holding it. I don't care about the bite, and it starts leaking its skunk juice on my hand.
Oh, God.
So I was like, that was a shitty idea. So I just let it go and go about my business. And then I tell my dad, and he was like, "You got bit by a skunk?" He goes, "What if it had rabies?" And I was like, that's silly. Come on, Dad. And he was like, "I don't know. You ought to go to the doctor." So I go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, I ask him what the warning signs of rabies are. And he says, there's no warning signs. He said, "You're going to die if you get rabies." He was like, you get sick and then you're going to die. He was like, a couple people in the history of the world have survived rabies.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And so I go through the whole thing. I get rabies shots. Well, they try and get me to tell them where I caught the skunk. And I'm like, I'm not ratting that skunk out. It's not its fault that I grabbed it, because they were going to go try and catch it and kill it. But what are the odds that they even catch that skunk? Like, I'm going to get the rabies vaccines either way. So I get the rabies vaccines, and then I'm back over there and I find that skunk dead.
Oh, God.
That fucker might have had rabies.
It was just foaming. It was like foam all over its mouth.
I mean, you got the rabies shot. You might be invincible,
Well, if I ever get bit by something and I'm concerned it has rabies, I get the rabies titer and then like a booster, and I'm good. Teddy has it too.
Oh, yeah. My sister-in-law or my brother-in-law's girlfriend is a vet, and I'm pretty sure she has a rabies vaccine.
She's good, yeah. So
I'm like, maybe it'd be a good idea. Just wake up one day with some rabies symptoms, and then they're like, "Nope, you're screwed."
Yeah. Friend of the show, Ben Shelton, was telling me a story that happened fairly recently. His healer was outside going crazy, and he goes out there, and she has this raccoon up on like the rail of his porch, and he's trying to get the dog, and in the scuffle, his dog scratches him and breaks the skin, and he puts the dog up, and then he starts to think like, shit, what if that raccoon had rabies, and like by somehow, some way, the dog got exposed to it, and that scratch got raccoon saliva. So he goes and gets a .22, and he's going and looking for this raccoon, and he actually finds it, and he shoots it. And the raccoon was acting fine, right? He takes it to animal control. They call him back after the test and said, yeah, it has rabies. So he has to get the rabies shots.
That's wild. Yeah, that's scary. Don't tell me that. I'm not listening to that. I'm just going to keep.
This is the same story. This is the same line of like the same exact conversation me and Aaron had on the phone like a couple days ago. And I've just been like literally like overwhelmed with paranoia ever since. Like I shot a raccoon and he had his greedy little hand inside my chicken coop, like trying to grab the chickens. I shot him right between the eye, and he's just spraying blood all over my lawn. And I'm like telling Aaron about it. And he's like, "Oh, the rabies, isn't that?" And he's telling the same thing that he just said to you about Ben, everything. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, like what if like it missed it was like misted
My
in the
whole
air
family
and it
has
blew into
rabies.
my mouth and like now I'm gonna like start chasing my family around, bite, like, you know what I mean? Like this is like it's like I don't even want to think about it, like you said, Hannah, because like now I'm like it's the only thing on my mind. You know what I mean? Like it's so scary.
I feel that.
So I would use rubber gloves for sure when you're touching a raccoon.
All right, maybe I'll just go get some rabies shots. The preventative.
It might not be a bad idea. I'm serious, because like a vet does it. So, because they expect to be exposed to animals that could have rabies. So might not be a bad idea.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm with, I think that's a good idea. I've been thinking about just going to get it preemptively, just in case. Because I get bit by stuff all the time. The dog's getting into stuff when you're in the field, and like I don't think anything of it. You know what I mean? Like I got a squirrel bit me through my glove last season or 2 seasons ago, and I was like bleeding all over the place. And like squirrels can carry rabies.
Yeah.
So like I literally could have been dead from that one bite.
It's not likely.
I know, but I'm just, you know what I mean? Is it worth
if
the
they
risk?
Got rabies, they probably are going to die before you encounter them.
I always expect they'd at least look a little bit ragged, but I guess now my criteria's dropped down. Like, looks good from what I could see up in the dark.
Yeah, as it's hunkered up in a tree, you know.
Yeah, I just see its glowing eyes from a light, but looks healthy enough.
Yeah, it looks healthy to me. You shoot it, blood sprays in your mouth, and you're like, oh, it's nothing.
I'm just looking up. It's just raining down. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's super safe.
Have you ever eaten coon meat?
I have not.
I'm going to try it this year. I'm a West Virginia country boy, and I've never had coon meat. As Frank says from Always Sunny, though, that coon meat's lousy with parasites.
Oh God, yeah. That's why I struggle with like eating like squirrel. I have eaten it, but I really like squirrel. A lot of them, they have like covered in fleas. It kind of grosses me out.
Mm-hmm.
That must be because it's more southern down by you, so it's like a little warmer. Like I don't really encounter that too much.
It's not as bad, but definitely we have like a long amount of time that they have fleas on them. Which last winter was pretty cold, but like we've had some pretty mild winters lately, and that definitely flea ridden, nasty.
That's disgusting. Yeah, I've got rabbits are pretty common with fleas and stuff like that. Like, put them in your bag, and then like you get in your truck, and it's like they're like crawling up you. It's disgusting. It's like despicable.
And then you just feel like you can just feel them on your body. Like even though you're just like, that's when I trapped this new bird. Like a flat fly just jumped right off onto me. And like I feel them, they're on me. It's like the whole rest of the day, I'm just like itching.
Flat flies don't bother me for some reason. Like they don't. Really? Like I'm not grossed out by them at all. I'm just like whatever. It's like a nasty little creepy fly, but
I'm like more like mites gross me out worse. Like one time I tried to like peek in at this starling nest, and I put my hand up there, and I put my hand down, like there was just like mites all over, and I like freaked out. I just went inside. I like ran inside and just like got in the shower, and I'm just like, I just found like they're in my ears.
I'll just cut my arm off at that point.
Yeah, that's way worse because they're tiny. At least the flat flies are a little bit bigger.
One time I trapped a bird and I was in my building, and a flat fly flew off, and I watched it land in like a spider web, and the spider ran down and rolled it up and ate it. I was like, that guy just earned his rent.
I know. I've never seen that bug ever in my life, but it's only on a bird that like flies off. Like where are they at? I don't understand.
Good point. And I don't know. I should know the biology of flat flies, right? It would be super easy to find out. But like they don't, like after you trap a bird, it's not like you pull a bird out of the chamber and you have flat flies on it.
Yeah, like where they get them at?
Yeah, where are they coming from? Casey, you got any ideas?
I mean, I'd probably imagine they come from the nest, maybe from parents bringing different prey items to the nest, and they just are in and around the nest. And then when they fledge, they're on them because, like you said, I've never seen one like flying around or like, in its natural habitat. Like, I think it's just probably like close proximity kind of thing. And I would think during breeding season, they're transferring over from the parents because they're coming together for breeding, then getting on the eyases. And that would be my guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't fully understand it, but I'm sure a quick Google could tell us, and we're just too lazy to do it.
Yeah.
So, on the subject of jagdterriers,
Yes.
they kind of have a bad reputation, and we've had Tyler Sladen on here a couple times, and he has dispelled that bad reputation or done his best to do it. Where do you think that comes from?
I think it just comes from a lot of dogs. So most like jagdterriers, like from like hard hunting homes, are just kept like in kennels. You know, they're not expected much more of them besides just taking them out and like hunting. You know, so they, of course, anytime you take them out, they're going to be like going wild because that's what they anticipate is going to happen. And I don't know, I was like scared to get one. Like it took me a couple years to actually get a jagdterrier because I was kind of like freaked out by the stigma behind them. So I waited until I started like training dogs full time, and I like had I worked kind of from home where I could take my dogs into work where I worked then. That I finally was like, I think I'm going to get one. And my dog's breeder gave me Roach as a puppy. So I just paid for like shipping him here. And I realized like, oh, this dog's like, he's like the smartest dog I've ever had, to be honest. Just like more like thinking, like critical skills. Like I could teach that dog to do like any like a trick, you know what I mean? Like he understands and like can think through things. Of course, like when he's like on game, like he's like a psychopath. Like he would have his whole face chewed to pieces by a raccoon, just does not care, you know? And it's just like a funny, like to see him, how he can be and versus like that, you know? But no, I don't think they're that bad. As well.
How about on the kill? So like if a hawk has a squealing rabbit, any concern there?
Not so much with him because I've just really hammered that in. Like as soon as I like yell for him to like down, he kind of backs away. But of course, in the heat of the moment, sometimes he'll like run up, and he's taken like some talons to the face before trying to like take a squirrel, but he's not too bad. He's not like gonna redirect the bird or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I trust him around my bird. Like if I have a bird perched in like the yard and he's like out in the yard, like I'm not worried about it at all.
Okay. Do you do those terrier trials with them?
Yeah, I have. I haven't went to any this year because I went to all 3 of them last year, and so that was like it's a big time restraint. And then this year we didn't have the Kentucky one was moved to Texas, so obviously like I couldn't make that like last minute. But yeah, we do the trials. They're fun. It's fun.
Tell me about those because I see them, and we're talking about the ones where they bay pigs, right?
Yeah, only Texas we bay pigs in, but yeah, that's the only place that it's legal.
All right. Yeah. Tell me about that, because that was my first thought when I saw those. I was like, I can't believe that they can just legally, you know, in broad daylight, send these dogs in to like fuck up pigs.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, like the bay is they're not supposed to really make contact. They're supposed to just like stand and bark and keep eye contact and stay with the pig as it runs. You know, they can like jump in and like nip every once in a while, but they're not supposed to like hold on. So that gets them disqualified. My male is not a bay dog. He just immediately latches on. So he was disqualified every time he's done a hog bay. The first time he did it, he had the hog by the balls, and it was just like spinning in circles, and he's just flying in the air behind it. And then the pig sits down like on his head, and then they call like DQ or whatever, or pig out.
That's why Casey doesn't like him, is because that happened to Casey.
They grabbed you by the balls. Like, nobody was there to call out.
Yeah, nobody was there to help me. My wife was just laughing.
No, but yeah, I wouldn't say jagdterriers are the best bay dogs, but it's so fun to do. It was, yeah. When I first went to the Texas meet, I'm like, what is this? It was a culture shock. Like I said, I'm from Kentucky. I thought like I knew. Yeah. East Texas was a different world.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, I would imagine like if you go to like a Cocker Spaniel trial, the clientele would be a lot different than the
A lot of pinkies out.
I've been to a few,
You know what I mean? And I think like the terrier yog trials, like it'd be like a lot of overalls, the stereotypical like little piece of hay you're
not too far. That's kind of right. I've been to spaniel trials and jagdterrier trials. And even I've went to barn hunt. Like I did barn hunt a couple times with with the dachshunds, and then with my Roach when he was a puppy. They were flabbergasted by Roach, and he was a puppy. And like the amount of drive that he had, like trying to like get like the rats in tubes, they were like upset.
Tell us about the barn trials, because some people may not be familiar with those.
I'm obviously not a pro because I never went back, but you just like the rats in tubes. There's some rats in the tubes. There's some just like bedding in tubes, and they're like hidden throughout like hay bales.
When you say tubes, is it
like a
PVC
pipe? PVC
with
pipe.
The caps on the end of it?
Yeah, so the dog's just supposed to, like in their mind, they want the dogs just to like sniff around and then like kind of alert and be like, you say rat. And then you hand it out to them. Well, my dog like found the rat in the tube, but then like was holding on to the tube. So then he got in trouble because he was roughhousing the pipe. But then I also got in trouble because I accidentally scruffed him, because you're not allowed to like scruff. So, and you're not allowed to have a collar. So I'm trying to like hand the tube over the fence. Well, he jumps out over the fence to follow the tube. So that's when I accidentally scruffed him when I was trying to catch him. So then she was just like, the judge was super upset that I did that. I'm like, what do you want me to do, lady? Like my dog's about to go over this fence. And he was like 8 months old.
So she got like what? She got like personally offended that you scruffed your dog?
Yes. And then like the other time, so you like have a couple runs. So then the other like time that I came like down the aisle when it was my turn, she was like visibly like rolling her eyes. I'm like, this is a that joke.
Judge, she probably goes home at night with those rats and cuts them loose and under her bed sheets or something. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You're going to a dog trial and you're getting mad? Like, I get that a lot. Like,
supposedly they like the rats a lot at those.
I'm like, yeah, what do you want? You want the dog to just gently like paw, like it's here.
Yeah, like I have a dachshund, like Ginger, God rest her soul. There's no way she's gonna go ballistic trying to get that rat. You know what I mean? Like, what do you expect? You know what I mean?
No,
like what are these trial? Like that's, dude. I got like the whole thing with dogs and the whole trialing and like these traditional like 500-year-old like trials and competitions and standards. Like people like that judge, like. It's just lowering. Like I get videos. Like I got an awesome video from some guy in like Czech Republic with like a standard dachshund trial, where like they go through like this crazy like plywood like tunnel, and then there's like a fox at the end of it. And
yeah, they have nice like testing there.
Yeah, and they were like fighting the fox, and he's like, "Do not send this to anybody." But this is what
they're very low key about it.
Yeah,
that's how they have the same jagdterrier trials like there.
Yeah, and it's like so cool, but they have to like do it like under like this secrecy of like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Same thing with like, even on like Meat Eater, they talk about somebody got a dog, so then they got to talk about it for like 10 episodes in a row. And it was that's probably going to be us with this new spaniel, but somebody got like a Drothauer or whatever you call it, and like that dog's supposed to like track, retrieve, swim, and kill. Like it's supposed to kill. Yeah, it's supposed to kill at the end of the trial. Like, and if it doesn't kill, like you can't breed. Like you're not allowed to breed that dog.
Yeah.
So, but like they're not allowed to like kill. So like the whole standard of the dog is like not solidified. I don't know. It's so stupid. Like just leave us alone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just leave us alone.
And that's how the jagdterrier testing in Europe is like that. They have to track. They have to go to ground, they have to like wait while you shoot and like stalk game. Like it's very strict. And the dogs are very well behaved. So my dog would not pass that. He would go to ground. He wouldn't do the obedience stuff because he gets too jacked up. But his sire is from Croatia, and they did all that testing with them, and it's fun to watch, but it's hard to like really find information on it because it's so hush.
Yeah, they're like, why are you asking? You
Yeah.
know? Like, what are your motivations in asking?
That's like there's some like girls with jagdterriers from like Scandinavian countries, and that I kind of like know through social media, and they have to like there's like rules, like I don't know if they're like unwritten rules where they have to like if they post a picture of the dog with game, it has to be like very artfully taken, if you know what I mean, like stuff like that.
Like a tasteful nude with the dog or something.
Yeah. Some pasties.
I mean, that's like
bullet hole.
That's like the kind of like there's like a whole subsect of like falconers that are like that, and they put like the stupid ass emoji over the dead rabbit.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? They put like a smiley face or a rabbit emoji, and I just like it. Like makes me like it disgusts me to my core.
I did that on TikTok because I got I got reported like every single video. Now I don't really post on TikTok, but like everything, like any little blood.
No, I literally would just post and TikTok's like, it's like you post like your bird like sitting on a perch and it's like 7 billion views and like 5,000 comments. It's like, but if my bird was eating anything, like a quail leg, like a piece of just raw meat, like violence and absurd images, and they would take it down. So I said, I just deleted the whole thing because it's like I'm not going to edit videos and like post them to like just get banned. Like there's no point. Like. But
it's just meat.
Yeah, it's like it's just a constant erosion of like tradition. You know what I mean? And I understand it, and like Aaron's people, like sensitive people, they like I get where they're coming from. Like every now and then I feel a little bit bad. Like last night, like that rabbit was like attempting to like escape, and it just was not happening. And I kind of like for a second felt bad, and then I was like, you know what I mean? Allegedly, by the way. But
that's like my mom is very like soft with that sort of stuff. But I took her hunting with my bird, like I think it was the first bird I had, but like the bird caught a rabbit and it was like screaming. So she was like very like disturbed by that. But then I stretched it. And then so she was like, oh my God, like she was very upset about that. But then she posted on Facebook. Here's Hannah with her bird's rabbit. She said something like along the lines of she like broke its neck. I'm like, what I'm like, Mom, delete that. And she's like, why? I'm like, first of all, you were like screaming. And then now you're like, here's my daughter breaking this rabbit's neck.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
So the going back to the YOG trials, is that open to all? Well, like, what is that open to? What types of dogs can do that?
I mean, it's open to definitely to like dachshunds and like other terrier like breeds like go to ground. They do like an SOB, which is like some other breed. So some people will just run their like other random breeds in events also. But yeah, mostly it's like dachshunds and terriers, like ground terriers that can fit in the ground. Of course, like at the hog bay, they had like Lane had her German Shorthair pointers baying the hogs, and they were doing like they were doing good. So that one's a little like whatever, but just put whatever dog in there and see if it barks at a pig. But the other ones are sort of they like the tunnel test. Obviously, they got to be able to fit in a tunnel. And then the retrieving, they only do the jagdterriers, and then sometimes we do like a lure course just for fun. And then like the treeing is they usually put a raccoon up in a tree. And so, I mean, if your dog will bark a bunch at a tree, then.
That's pretty neat. What's the little trial? I don't say little, but like the one that looks like a lot of fun where everybody goes and they have like terriers, a lot of dachshund guys go there. Like Richard Motes went. I think John went one year. You know what I'm talking about? Where they have to swim across this thing. Like that looks like fun.
Yeah, we did that in Kentucky last year. And then we had people jumping in and swimming across, like just being stupid. Yeah, that was at a really nice place, but we lost that. They sold that like venue. So unfortunately, that's why they had to move the Kentucky trial. But yeah, we did the water race with the raccoon and the cage over the water. And that's a lot of fun. It's just a bunch of chaos. A jagdterrier trial is like a bunch of, you go to a spaniel trial, it's like everything's orderly and proper. And then the Jagdterrier trial is just like a NASCAR event of dog sports.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it.
People are getting bit by raccoons.
Damn it!
Dogs are escaping. Yeah, it's
Dogs are fighting, I'm sure.
But all the people at the Jagdterrier trials are like, nobody cares. Everyone's like, here to have fun.
Don't they award belt buckles for?
Yeah, we got. So for like dog of the year, got like a belt buckle. So that's like high points. So like every time your dog places an event, it gets like points. And then like over the course of the year, the highest pointed dog gets like a belt buckle. And then usually like each trial has like a certain like event that's like the main one. So like Kentucky was like treeing championship. So whatever dog won like the treeing got like a belt buckle. Like the Hog Bay winners got like a belt buckle. It's kind of fun. I have 2 belt buckles.
Oh, you've got belt buckles?
Yeah, Roach won Dog of the Year 1 year, and then Heidi won Dog of the Year.
That's cool.
Time.
That's really.
I like
cool.
nowhere to wear a belt buckle too, but I'm like,
I would have that up on a mantle or something like that, right?
Yeah, I did like a little lead line at the county fair, like with my 4-year-old on like the pony. So I'm like, this is my time to shine. I got to wear a belt buckle.
That's cool.
That's cool. That is.
We ought to do a sporting chance.
It's different. Better than like a ribbon.
Yeah, everyone's got a ribbon. A belt buckle is way cooler.
Yeah, and that's cool.
What's the okay? So the trialing. Okay, so all right. I don't know. This is like a little niche-ish, but you guys may be aware of it. There's like this dog that's like, I think it's something crazy. Like the dog's worth like $150,000 or something, and it's super famous. And then when they started posting the videos on social media not too long ago, they're all like viral. It's this pig baying dog, like some kind of hound. It looks like a mutt. But
is its name like Goose?
Yes, it's like its name is Goose, and like you watch this dog, and like the pig lunges at it, and it just like spins like just ever so slightly out of the way. It's like magical to watch. It's insane. Is that the kind of thing that goes on at those trials as well?
I mean, that's what it's supposed to happen. They're supposed to just bark at them.
Right, they're supposed to do the dance, but it's not. Yeah, because that dog, I mean, I'm not even into that world necessarily. I mean, I love it. I think it's fascinating. But watching that particular dog like do his thing, it's insane. It's crazy.
So they're supposed to just kind of like keep like you lose points like if they look away. So they lose, like they take a point away. Like if they look away or, like it's kind of like, that's just how it's judged. So yeah, every time, like if they bite and hold on for like 5 seconds, that's like a disqualify. But there's just like I don't know too much about the rules, but that dog does pretty good.
Yeah.
Some dogs are pretty good at the terrier trial. Like ones that are like live there, like around that area, and they do like bays pretty often. Those dogs kind of have like the idea. But my dog, like for example, never seen a pig in his life, so he's like, game on. Like I'm just gonna balls to the wall and just nail this thing.
Can't really blame him getting it out of his system. Another question for you with the it's a walker, right? Your hound.
Yes.
Are you interested in getting involved in trialing for that? Because I heard there's some serious money that can be made at those coon trials, like serious money. Like you win like a 2025 brand new truck and then like $50,000 check on top of it. Like it's like you can like seriously win crazy stuff at those. I don't know how that even works. It's just like I say it like, oh, it's just coon trialing, but I guess it's like ingrained in like certain cultures and it's like people love it and they get into it. It's like this whole
they have
thing.
Like a lot of rules for like the trials. And it's pretty. Those like more expensive hunts. Those are ones like the entry fee is like $8,000 or like something crazy. So it's like a small like people that do it like as a career. Like okay, I'm like trialing coon hounds, and they have people that like pay to enter those like big hunts. But I'd like to go. I want to tag along and like see what it's about. Like my dog's never even hunted with another hound, or I went like coon hunting in high school like once. But since then, I'm like, that's just been like, so I want to go like see what other dogs like look like so I can kind of judge my dog based on. Right, I mean, she's like, she's treeing and she's like, I'm like shooting them out. So obviously we're like doing it right. But I want to see like what like a good dog is supposed to look like. And then maybe I'll enter one.
Right.
Yeah, there is good money in it.
There's good money in it, and it's like they take it seriously. Like every contestant has like a certified like member of the trial with them, and they run 2 dogs at a time, and they watch like the way the dogs interact with each other, how long it takes to tree, and there's like somebody there like from the trial like keeping track of stuff to make sure nobody's cheating. It's like pretty intense.
You have to like call out when you hear your dog strike, which is like when you hear them like howling on like scent. And then like you have to call out when they tree. And so like it's sort of, I don't really know like all the little rules of like calling your dog first or, and then once you get to a tree, like if they shine the light and there is a coon, you get like plus points. If like there's not a coon, then you like get minus. Like it's just, there's a lot of like, they say like to do well, you also have to know the rules pretty good.
Right. It's like Jeopardy, right? Where like you got to push the button before the other contestant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty fascinating. I mean, all the trialing stuff is interesting. Like greyhound racing is super interesting. Like the whole thing is cool. Like the whole greyhound racing thing, like we've talked about on the show before, and it's like you guys are literally going after dogs running in a circle chasing a lure. Like what the hell is like wrong with you people? Like, all right, they give them a little Coke, but like who cares? You know what I mean? Like if I could give some good quality Coke to my dogs before we go hawking, like I would totally do it. Like if they wouldn't die.
Yeah, like water soluble, just put in some water.
Yeah, like give them an extra pep in their step. Like I would 100% do it. You know what I mean? Like why not? You know what I mean? Get in and out of the field faster. My wife is happy.
I can't think of any reason why not.
Exactly. Yeah. I take a little bump. We get done faster.
Everybody's partying. You're just like blasting the music, driving to the field.
Exactly. Yeah, just like John and like sniffing, look like Conor McGregor. At any event that he does lately. We've seen that.
Yeah,
he's all coked
whenever you like run into like a homeless person at a camp hawking, then you're like, you guys are vibing, same vibe.
We're on the same level. We're just like talking to ourselves. Like, like whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about getting shanked. They're like, this is one of my people.
This guy fits in around here. All right. I won't stick him with a rusty screwdriver for his wallet.
Not this time, all right? Maybe next time. All right. Well, Hannah, what's next for you? What are you planning on getting into as the season kicks up?
I just want to get this red tail going. I like the training process, but I'm also like very impatient where I'm like,
I hate it.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Hate the training.
Like I want like just to go ahead and go. That's why like I've ended up like I used to call my birds to the glove a bunch of times, but now I'm like, as long as you're like wed to the lure, guess what? We're going out. Because I find they'll definitely come down. If I can get you back, then guess what? We're going hunting.
I hate the training process, but I don't want anyone else to do it for me.
Yes, I agree on that also.
I'll say the imprinting process is kind of fun and interesting.
I've never imprinted a bird.
But the old school, just man in a red tail, it's baiting off the glove. It won't eat, it's huffing and puffing. You're trying to put a hood on it and it's being a little dumbass. It's just
not your thing.
The training, like I think we're all in the same boat where we just want to get in the field and start hunting. But like when you have a bird that's progressing through the training, it is fun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But when the bird is not progressing and it's like very annoying, or like Aaron's dealing with a particularly irritating red tail and I'm dealing with a particularly psychotic Tiercel goshawk, and it's just not it's like sucking the life out of my bones, like dealing with this bird.
I feel like it. I get that.
But when it goes smooth and like, it's eating and then it's hopping and then you're increasing it, then you're doing it with full light, and it's like it makes it. It's like very fulfilling.
I'd say it's rewarding.
Rewarding, yeah, correct.
Yeah,
but I don't enjoy the process. So you're going to get the bird going. Are you going to hunt the dogs at all this winter?
Yeah, I'll hunt my Roach and Uzi, my spaniel, with the hawk, and then I'll hunt the hound at night. I gotta make time. It's nice that they're like separate time, like opposite times of the day. And then I'll just like, usually during the week, I'll just run my other terrier with Roach, just to see what we can get into. And usually they find some raccoons and some dens or groundhogs.
So
I try.
You're pretty much wed Kentucky, I would imagine, right? You're not planning on moving?
Yeah, as much as I'd like to, we have so much family right here that it's
Yeah, I get it.
At least while they're little, we'll probably stick around here.
Yeah. Can you see yourself flying any other different species of birds?
I wanted to try like a coop. Just
easiest bird on earth.
He's so easy.
Aaron's being dead serious. It's like he says they're the easiest bird in the country to fly, right, Aaron?
I think they're very easy to train and man, but I think it can be hard to hunt them successfully.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to just stick with what I can be decent at. I've always get like the urge to like, do a kestrel, but then it's just not.
Can't beat a red tail.
I know. It's hard to beat a red tail.
Correct. And with the kestrel, you can't utilize the dogs really, so that's kind of boring.
I know, that's the most fun part to me almost.
Yeah. Yeah, same. If I can't use my dogs, like I'm not gonna fly it.
You can utilize your PT Cruiser while you're driving around.
Your Tesla or something corny.
Yeah.
Your purple PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
It has to be like the most loser car in the face of the earth.
Like people still are like, I really want one.
Like imagine having a midlife crisis and like you go out and get a PT Cruiser. Like
sorry to you PT Cruiser listeners out there.
Like your kids definitely hate you, obviously.
Yeah.
Like your wife wants nothing to do with you. She doesn't want to touch you or look at you. Yeah, like the kind of person that would sit in a PT Cruiser, we called it up here.
Don't listen if you're in a PT Cruiser. Turn the podcast off. Never listen again. That's what Casey's saying.
If you're in a PT Cruiser, like
don't
you got more problems.
Here.
Yeah, you got more problems than listening to the show. Like you got some serious issues.
Yeah, they've got some.
What we used to call as kids, we used to call them PT losers.
Yep.
You guys did it too?
Yep.
Same thing? Yeah.
We knew a girl who drove one, and my brother called her a PT loser.
I mean, if a girl drives it, that's like, I mean, girls can kind of drive whatever they want. Like, who cares? Most girls, they just get a Jeep Wrangler with the stupid stickers on the back and take the doors off and the roof and then get soaking wet in the rain. That's like usually, that's pretty stereotypical.
My first car was a Jeep Wrangler, so I feel that.
Well, it's white girls get the Jeep Wrangler, right? And then like Hispanics, they get the Nissan Altima, right?
What do black girls get?
If they got money or they got a rich baby daddy, they get the Hellcat, obviously. And if they're on a budget, then they're driving like a Ford Focus or a Honda Civic with a lot of miles on it and a really
good car.
It's a great car. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it, and as long as it's got to have a set of
girls out there.
It's got to have a nice set of rims and a killer sound system.
Yeah, definitely.
It also depends which Hispanic. We can go down this road all day.
My little brother he's a white boy. Okay, we'll just get that out of the way. And he loves black girls. And you know what he drives? A Hellcat.
Of course he does. He's like a peacock. He's trying to attract a mate. That's what he does.
All right, Hannah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, that's great.
On that note, no, Hannah, thank you very much.
On that note.
we've been trying to make this work since when? Since NAFA meet last year?
I know. I'm like the absolute worst of procrastinating.
No, it's all right.
I know.
We're all busy, and we have we're constantly like Aaron and myself. We constantly have like irons in the fire with different people, and they're like, we got UB. He's gonna come on, Tyler's friend. And he's like, oh, I'm doing an elk hunt. I'm doing this. I'll get back to you. And then like, if I forget, like 3 months will go by. You know what I mean? It's just this, it's like, it's nothing. We don't take it personally. Unless it's NAFA, then we take it personally. But, we finally squared that away. So that's going to be good. But we really appreciate you coming on.
Are you going to
NAFA? I'm actually seriously considering getting in my car and driving there.
Yeah.
But I got in a little heated conversation with the president on Facebook yesterday, which was pretty fun. So I don't know if I'll be. He's the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, well, it was very entertaining. And we actually squared it away at the end, and he's going to come on next week. So it was so funny.
You're not going to show up and fist fight in the NAFA parking lot.
I'm not scared of fist fighting any Canadians.
The weathering yard.
Yeah. There's not a Canadian alive that I'm even remotely intimidated by. But
About GSP.
that's different. Yeah. He will do. Are you intoxicated? That's his favorite. That's his famous line. No, but yeah, I'm thinking about it, Hannah. I really am. I'm trying to convince Aaron, but Aaron's got another trip planned, and I'm like, do I go with Aaron? Like I can't do. I got kids and a wife, and I can't do everything. You know what I mean? But I've never been to an NAFA meet in my life.
It's good. Good people watching.
But I don't know if Enid, Oklahoma, has any game. That's the problem.
I know. I've never really been that impressed by Oklahoma, but honestly, like all like NAFA meets have just kind of blurred to me, like just somewhere in the Midwest. But I feel like every time it's been in Oklahoma, it's kind of been mid.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll try to reach out to some people that know the area, and if they say no, it's good, there's jacks, this and that, then I'll put a serious effort. But if it's going to be like whack, I'm not going to go.
I know a guy that lives in Oklahoma, and he goes to Kansas to hunt jacks.
Kansas seems like that's where a lot of people go to Kansas.
You would think that he could just drive a little west in Oklahoma and find plenty of jacks, but he goes to Kansas. So
how far is Enid, Oklahoma from Kansas? Could you stay at the meet and then just cruise out in the morning, like 3 a.m, and get there and catch it?
You probably could. I'm sure they probably have jacks, or you could probably drive an hour or two and find something. But
you're going this year?
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. I could possibly swing it, but I just don't know if it's worth it, because then other meets I want to go to, then it's going to be an argument, and
Yeah.
You got to pick and choose my battles.
I understand that. Well, yeah, because if I go, I got to have Austin stay home from work for the week. So unless we can somehow, because if he works out of town, obviously he's got to just stay home. But if he can find somewhere local, then we still have to send the kids off to somewhere. So usually he doesn't mind. But once we have this rental house done, he should have some open time for me to dip out.
There you go.
Say, see, I'm driving 13 hours away. I'll see you in a week.
That's not, 13 hours is nothing. That's like, I got to drive 23 hours to get there.
Yeah, that's rough.
So that's like 2 days of traveling if I'm being, realistic. And then, what am I going to hawk for 2 days and then 2 days back home? It's like, I'm going to be gone for a whole week and my wife's going to be freaking out.
You need 9 days.
Yeah, to make it worth it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Right. There's another terrier trial that's just like a quail event that's happening decently close to that the weekend before. So I'm like, I don't know if I can swing being gone like a Friday to a following Sunday. It's kind of a long time to be away, but
100%.
We'll see. I'll decide a week before if I'm going or not.
Yeah, probably same, to be honest.
That's usually how I go.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Where can people find you if they want to watch your stuff? You got some cool stuff you post all the time.
Oh, my Instagram is Trash Terriers, and then I post on TikTok sometimes with the same name, but I've kind of just given up. I don't really post on there no more.
Yeah, TikTok is played out. It's done.
Yeah, lame. So yeah, mostly, and then I just have my personal Facebook page. I did link a Facebook page to my Instagram one just because it was easy. And so I technically have a Facebook page too, but I'm not very active on it. I just let it run its course. I have no idea what the comments on there say. I just let it run.
Yeah, Facebook is a weird place. It's just like a bunch of old people.
Yeah, so I got so many God bless.
Yeah, God bless you. Leave that bird alone.
Yeah, so the hound videos, they love that. That reminds them of their childhood, so they're eating it up.
That's good. Yeah, each platform's got its same thing. Instagram's like a lot of like Ukrainian drone footage, and Facebook is a lot of street fights, and YouTube is like
I think my favorite Facebook stuff. Page is strictly Red Tails. That's my favorite.
I think I unfollowed that.
Why?
See what's going on.
I should pop back in. I unfollowed a bunch of falconry groups. They just got kind of annoying after a while.
It's literally the most annoying.
Yeah, maybe I should hop back on the Lady Hawkers page.
Why are you laughing, Aaron?
Oh, literally the most annoying.
They
That's
are.
You're
Tell me
right.
that they're not. You got people post now. A lot of these pages you can post anonymously. So you got some guy in there, and he's like, what's the best way to trap a red-tailed hawk for the first time? And it's like, what? And then everyone's like, why are you posting anonymously? Talk to your sponsor. And it's just like this nonstop, like circular, like it's the same shit, like 24/7.
Does anybody have any recommendations on bells?
Yeah.
The DEI one is fun because Ben's in there, and Ben, he's got cool inventions. And then there's like some guy, and there's like this one like guy. He's like, I found that a pencil case filled with rocks works very well for a Korean's weight. And I'm like, wow, that's fascinating. I found a rock, a brick, a stick, one of my drills, a screwdriver. Pretty much anything works really great as a weight for a Korean. You fucking moron.
Yeah. I posted on there the other day looking for examples of BCs like built for pigeons, like for people to put pigeons in. Because I was curious if people were building them big enough for the pigeons to flap around in, or they're building them small so the pigeons got to crouch. And before I posted it, I was like, just wait for it, Ben. Somebody's going to be like, why not just use a gerbil?
Yeah.
Nobody said it, but I had so many comments. People were like, just build a square cage with nooses on it. I was like, cute. You guys are so cute.
And then somebody else was like, no, it's got to be circular so that there's no sharp edges. It's just like it's annoying. It's good for certain things, but all those groups, they're just annoying.
And now, like, I found, I guess because I did most of my like forums on like NAFX when I first started falconry and stuff like that. And I guess now there's like a big like Reddit falconry, which I didn't know that. So now maybe I need to go creep on that and see what else. The time I popped in there was like just really stupid stuff.
You're correct about that. And it seems like everybody who posts on it that wants to get into it lives in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just funnel them your way. I'll just get on there an anonymous thing and just get your information.
No, Aaron, and don't do that because Aaron will just have an army of apprentices out there. Anybody that shows up at his door, he just signs the paperwork. No questions asked.
Look at the two losers I have right now.
Dude, they're doing great, man. I don't know what you're talking about. They're doing great.
Tremendous losers.
No.
All righty. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a Southern goodbye, where you say bye and then you talk for another 20 minutes.
I'm guilty of that.
No, but Casey's the worst. Casey being from New Jersey, he's the king of the Southern goodbye.
It's we would call it the Italian goodbye, where you got to go around the entire party and hug and catch up with every single person before you're allowed to walk out. Otherwise, you're rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
What's Casey's problem?
Yeah. What's his problem? Exactly. But no. All right. Aaron, you can close it out because I ramble too much.
All right.
So
thank you, Hannah.
Okay.
Thank you, Hannah.
I'll see you.
See ya.